Hey guys, how's it going? This is Alex, aka Fluka, and I know what none of you are asking. The question that is on none of your lips: where have you been? Is it fair of me to blame MDS's stall team for killing my will to record? No, but I'm going to do it anyway. But all joking aside. Shout out to MDS. But I just couldn't bring myself to go through that fucking match again. I'll probably skip it on the channel. I might try and post comment. Long and short of it is, I didn't have enough to break through his team, and then I just kind of fell way behind, and I need to get to a place where I can start recording again, so I'm going to try and bust out all my post-coms this week. I have a pretty big job interview this week that is going to take some time on my girlfriend's birthday, but I'm going to try to have them all up by Wednesday. I'm going to try. No promises. Definitely by next week. But now, so again, none of you are asking, then what's with this video? If you have so many post-coms to do, why are you making this? Well, that's because this week we had a little Trump White House moment this week where we got rid of half of our staff, and not all of them are because I don't like them. Actually, there's only one mon. Sylveon's the only mon I don't like in draft league format. I love Sylveon. Back in the days of Gen 6, I had a Sylveon on most teams I made to play on cartridges because I love the thing. It's just not really a fit for me in this league. I don't really like it as a cleric. That's not really my style. And in terms of like an attacker, or like specs attacker, its coverage isn't good enough, I don't think, in my opinion. So we made some switches. I also had a problem with my team where my speed tiers were bad. Not bad, but they just left me something lacking, especially since speed is a big aspect of how I build. I'm trying to think. Sneasel was the fastest thing. Well, we had Mega Pidgeot, then Sneasel, but you can't really scarf Sneasel, and then after that was Mind Shout 105. So any 110 or above can really mess with our team. That's how we lost to Scarf Kartana, and we didn't really have a way to address that. So I toyed with the idea of getting webs. I was going to drop Sylveon for Slurpuff, but then I felt like my team was already super physically heavy, so I didn't want to go that route. If I'm dropping a special attacker, I want to replace it with a special attacker, and I kind of wanted to pick up another special attacker, at least one more. I've looked at Rabombe, but I think somebody already has it. I don't remember who, but I wanted that. But it was just a little too frail. I didn't really want to bring that, and then anything like a Masquerain, like I wasn't really interested in. So instead, we went a different route, and I'll explain that when I get to it. Now, some of you might be wondering why I'm making these switches, besides not liking your team, because I've won my last 4 matches, and we're actually 5th in the league right now. So it seems kind of, it doesn't really make sense when you're on a winning streak to get rid of half your team. But it allowed me to pick up some things that I've been wanting to try in league format. I figured, since I wasn't really happy with how the team buildings were going, I figured mid-season, once we're already on a winning streak, would be the time to do it, actually, because it's so competitive right now. Either we'll miss playoffs, and I got to try out some new things and learn more about myself as a coach, because I do tend to draft a lot of the same things. Everyone's going to make their jokes, blah, blah, blah. That's actually why I decided to drop Sneasel. I did not want to... Sneasel just didn't really fit into any week. Anytime I could bring Sneasel, there was something else better on my team. And Sneasel is a great Pokemon, just not for the team I had. So getting rid of Sneasel and Sylveon were the 2 things that really facilitated all of these trades. And the other 3 things, Mineshout, Entei, and Komala, aren't things that I disliked. In fact, I really liked Mineshout. I'll probably draft it again in the future, and I really like Entei. If I don't draft Entei again in the future, it's only because I've had it before, and I want to try new things. Kamala maybe is like a last round pick if I get the chance. It did clutch us that one game with the Sleep Talk Last Resort. But now that I've memed out with it once, like, I could never really bring Kamala. It never really fit into any team. It's a great mon. It's fun to meme out with, but we're at the point now where I either need to make a big push to make playoffs or just accept that I'm not going to make it. And considering there's a lot of competition for these last 4 spots, we're actually in the head of those last 4 spots at number 5. So I either need to get serious and really focus more on team building, or I just need to kind of give up now. And I don't want to give up. So the first thing, like I said, I decided not to go with webs. So I figured speed passing was a better option for this team. I do have a lot of bulky things that can take one hit, and if I can pass a speed boost or 2 to a lot of the Pokemon on my team, they can really start doing some damage. Mega Pidgeot, if I can get a 1 speed tier to it, no Scarfer's ever going to touch me. Scarf Kartana, eat this heat wave. And I'm not going to lie, Scarf Kartana is... I thought about Scarf Kartana with every trade I made. So, CEO, watch the fuck out. I'm just kidding. Oh man, if we have to face CEO again in playoffs, I really hope we don't. I hope I don't have to deal with Scarf Kartana. But I decided speed passing would be a better option, so I used a trade to grab Scolipede from JTN and the New England Rowlets. So we're going to have our... what did I name this thing? I think I named it Centispeed. If you have a better nickname, I'd love it, because I don't really have one for Scolipede. But yes, we decided to grab Scolipede. This allowed me to get something else that was... this allowed me to get a Pokemon that was above 110 speed tier, which is really important. My team kind of lacked that. I do have Mega Pidgeot, but again, the problem with Mega Pidgeot is because it's Mega, I can't Scarf it. So things like Scarf Cortana or a Scarf Latios can come and eat up my beat me up. And in the team builders I had uploaded, you notice in both those instances, those were things of concern. So now we have this. It allows us to get above 110. It's swapping a physical attacker for a physical attacker, like I said. Allows me to maintain that kind of stuff. It allows me to have the speed passing so I can get around those faster Scarfers that the rest of my team has problems with. Also has really good coverage. It also gives me another hazard stacker. I did not have spikes on my team at this point. It gives me a second... Toxic Spiker, along with Drapion, which we kept on the team because I'm really liking Drapion. But yeah, that's really all this is above 110, allows me to pass speed to the rest of my team. That was the main point with this. So with this move, I knew I wanted to pick up a new fire type because I lost Entei, and Fire Stab is really important. And as some of you may know, my favorite Pokemon is Cyndaquil. And therefore, I love Typhlosion. I've wanted to use Typhlosion in League so badly, which means I had to drop one of my tier 4s. I've been loving Drapion. I've been bringing Drapion a lot. I think Drapion's a really great Pokemon. It's really good T4. And like I said, Komala was kind of memey, so I felt it was the less important of the two. So we picked up Typhlosion. We got our boy, what do I name you? Vesuvius? Krakatoa? Pompeii? I think I name you Pompeii. We'll name you Pompeii. Or Bunsen. Whatever. I don't know. I love Typhlosion. I'm so excited to rock out with it. Allows me to keep the base 100 speed that I lost with Entei. But the good thing about it is I don't have to run Adamant, or in this case Modest. With Entei, you usually have to run Adamant if you want Sacred Fire and E-Speed, and you always want at least one of those moves on your team. And because of that, it can be outsped by a lot of things. Like, for instance, Lucario at a base 90 can outspeed an Adamant Entei. So it's really like a tier. It's not really a base 100 speed tier Pokemon in that sense, because you either have to give up on the priority or all that, or you just don't get the good moves with it. So I'm excited to try this. I'm excited to try Scarf and Specs Eruption. That'll be fun. It does mean that I have to be even more conscious about hazards. You can see these two mons that we have are weak to rocks. We actually lose a rock weakness by trading away Sneasel, so we don't gain a net rock weakness, but especially if I want to be running the Eruption set with Pompeii here, I do have to watch out for that. So next up, oh, I'm so happy to try Typhlosion out. Next up we have Sneasel, Egret. I love Sneasel, but I just don't really need it in the team I have. I wanted to try something else, so we made another trade with the New England Rowlets, and we picked up Cradilly. So we have... Oh, what does your shiny even look like? I don't know. Oh, nope. I do not have a name for this Aloysius. I don't know how to spell that. If you have a Cradilly name, please leave it in the comments below. I would greatly appreciate it. So Cradilly, again, I wanted to try something else. There was not a ton of stuff in Tier 5 that I wanted. I really think we depleted Tier 5 and we need to address that moving forward. But for the season we're in now, I thought this would be a cool thing to pick up on the team. It does get the ability Storm Drain, which gives me a water immunity, which is great. For my Typhlosion that I just picked up, there's a little bit of synergy there. It also gives me the much needed grass type, which I was lacking, so it completes a fire, water, grass core. I got Rotom Wash, Typhlosion, and Cradilly. Not the strongest fire, water, grass core, but it is something, which I think is interesting. It gives me another hazard setter. It gives me a rock type, which is good. It's not really a bird counter, because it is part grass type, but I can work with it. And it has some really interesting setup options. You could, I think it gets Curse. I think it gets Iron Defense. Does it get Iron Defense? It's got to get Iron Defense. It doesn't. It does get Infestation and Mirror Coat though. That's super cool. I wonder what Z Ingrain does. Oh, I get Stockpile. I got a bunch of stuff. So I think this will be a fun little thing to tack. I probably won't bring it a whole lot, but I just needed to get rid of Sneasel. I just wasn't a huge fan of it. With the team I had, I could just never work it in. There was never an instance where I wanted to bring Sneasel over Drapion. Over Drapion. And if I was worried, if I needed it for speed, it just wasn't the thing for any of the weeks. Maybe it was just, I don't know, maybe I'm falling out of love with Sneasel, or maybe it just really didn't fit this team. But we picked up Cradilly, and then from here, even though I've maintained my speed tier. Scolpede's a little slower than Sneasel, but it's still there. I kept the speed with Pompeii and Entei, Typhlosion and Entei, sorry. I basically gave up all my priority. I got rid of E-Speed on Entei. I got rid of Ice Shard on Sneasel, so I wanted to regain some form of priority. Especially since I am worried about speed with this team, which is weird because I still have 4 things base 100 or higher, and then my next 2 lowest things are 90 and higher. I am still worried about it. So I decided to kind of do a combo switch here out. I decided to drop Sylveon for Primarina, which opened up points. So I lost a fighting type to maintain my fairy type. I needed priority, so I dropped Mine Shell, which I was loving, for Lucario. Now, as soon as Lucario went on the market, I was thinking about how to add it to my team. I love this thing in terms of worrying about priority, it's got 3 different types of priority. It's got Mach Punch. Actually, it's got 4. It's got Mach Punch, it's got Vacuum Wave, it's got Bullet Punch, and it's got E-Speed. I have priority covered. It may only be with one Pokemon, but I have it covered. I can bring whatever kind of priority I need week to week. It's got Steadfast, it's got Justified, it's got Inner Focus, 3 pretty good abilities. Inner Focus is the weakest of the 3. But I mean, hell, if I'm going up a Mega Lopunny and I'm expecting a Fake Out, just switch this thing in, boom, I have a +1 speed and I can kill it. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. So we got Iron Fist here. Iron Fist, don't worry, the hero's better than the TV show. I don't know what I'm talking about. So yeah, especially since he got the addition of Meteor Mash this gen, I really wanted to try it out now that he has a much more reliable Steel Stab. You know, it can also run it mixed, which is something good. Like I said, you'll see here, I have swayed my physical special split now. It is a lot more balanced in my opinion, so I'm really happy about that. And I just think Lucario will be a good fit for the team. And then that leads me to Primarina. I said I didn't like Sylveon for speed, and I pick up something with the exact same speed. But my thought process is it has much better coverage than Sylveon. I wasn't really running Clerics, but if I want to, I can still. I still have base 116 special defense and 80 HP. I don't know what is Sylveon's 95, so I lose a little bit of HP and a little bit of special defense, but not by much. I pick up way more special attack and way better coverage. I get, let's look at this. I got Scald, I got Energy Ball, I got Ice Beam, Moonblast, Psychic, Shadow Ball, so I don't lose any coverage that I had with Sylveon, and I pick up a bunch more. I pick up a few weaknesses along with that, but actually, do I pick up Grass and Electric? I lose Steel. I pick up 1 weakness. So, yeah. But watching A-Drive use this thing, I forget which league it was, really made me want to try out Primarina, and like I said, this mid-season is the perfect point to start trying out some stuff in my opinion, because I'm either going to use it to rise to the top, or I'm just going to meme myself out of the season. It's got to go either one way, and these are the moves I felt like I needed to do in order to do that, and also have more fun with my team building. So that's it for me. I'm going to try and record a bunch of post-coms during the rest of this week, and please, if you have any nicknames for any of these Pokemon, I'm not really sold on any of these yet. We'll see how I feel later on. Please let me know in the comments below. Anyway, that's it for me, guys. I would record more, but I got some Jessica Jones to watch, so I'll talk to you later. Bye!